Well, I've run out of Friday the 13th films, so I finally have to get around to reviewing Saturday the 14th Strikes Back, 8 years after I reviewed the original.
Excellent! I barely remember the first film!
Not that that matters, of course, because Saturday the 14th Strikes Back is an in-name only sequel to the 1981 horror comedy. So what exactly is striking back? The date? Took it long enough. This movie came out 7 years after the first, which is still a shorter amount of time than it took between my reviews of the movie. Despite having no characters from the first, the film is still made by the original's writer and director Howard R. Cohen, the writer behind the Death Stalker and Barbarian Queen series. Though if it's more like his earlier films, Vampire Hookers, The Young Nurses, and CoverGirl Models, that would be appreciated. I prefer to watch movies named after calendar dates with a steel hard-on. But this movie may be too scary. It's about a family that moves into a house filled with ghostly shenanigans. And it looks like one hell of a party. See, the poster says so. Which makes it look like a very Schoolhouse Rock Halloween special. What's this? A warning. The movie starts where others chicken out. Oh yeah, this one's hardcore. PG style. Other movies were far too chicken to be this mild. What terrible things await us in the opening scenes. Oh shit, the ghosts are messing with the scary tides. And you best believe it gets even scarier. God damn it, more credits! Some of it's so eerily silent, it feels like the end credits if this were a pilot movie. And yes, they do tell us it's a movie.
They showed us a movie in school about the ocean. How there's these cracks in the bottom of the ocean and steam and stuff comes up from the bowels of the earth.
I've seen Deep Star 6, or have I? If I haven't reviewed it, does that mean I've really seen it? But back to the opening that's just like Grease, before he goes back to school and sings about summer self-loving.
Who knew this was going to be the summer? I, Eddie Baxter, was going to have to try and save the world.
Okay, nice humble brag, Dick Astley. What other backstory do you got?
It all started when my Uncle Ralph died. It came real unexpectedly.
Okay, you got me with that one. Something tells me this will be a very random comedy. Alright, I've already laughed a couple more times than I did in the first one. Back to the breakfast buffet table on set of Super Hornio Brothers. This house is full of familiar faces. There's the Bad Seed, and of course Avery Schreiber. After Galaxina, it's easy to assume Avery would be in this. Wait, Ray Walston? It's weird seeing him so old after his younger days playing Glenn Bateman in The Stand. Plus, Darren from The Explorers, that's who plays Eddie. It isn't Rick Astley at all. Soon they get a visit from their Aunt Alice and Uncle Bert, who is desperate to find an antique to stick his dick in. Let's go somewhere more pleasant, like the basement.
With Bert in the kitchen and Aunt Alice snooping every place else, it seemed like the perfect time to check out the basement.
No fear of the stepfather beating this place up. Go ahead and read your Playboys in peace when there's not a haunted jukebox.
There are stars in the sky.
It's definitely haunted. It's not even playing anything. Even the Overlook had a live band. Sure, the house is farting, but there's much better comedy on the Boxing Shaving channel.
I've been watching this kid since his first fights in schoolyards back in Detroit, and I always knew he'd go places.
That is classic Ricky 1.
This movie is totally relatable. We are all Avery Schreiber watching Saturday the 14th Strikes Back at 10 in the morning on a Tuesday. So I guess they inherited this house? I'm having trouble following. Great, now I'm Mr. Handwriting, I don't know, on the chalkboard. Many reviews have called the movie cheap, but, well, we're living in an age where I'm impressed going back to older movies and seeing real fog. Everything about this movie is a throwback. Don't you remember when we all sported the hairstyle known as the Kirkster? Oh, and the family is possessed, by the way.
Spoons?
Don't ask what he's gonna do with it. It will involve pudding, but it won't be for eating. The family is good and settled in that this will definitely be a sound effects comedy. And it's usually so random and never explained that it does get a stupid laugh. And I did promise you pudding.
The Statue of Liberty? Out of chocolate pudding?
This means something, and by something I mean nothing, because that's not really pudding. Although pudding may be the only thing not on this breakfast table, eat up folks, later for lunch we're having a heart attack, followed by more funny sounds. Stop trying to choke the cameraman. Did I mention there's more famous people here? Holy shit, Saturday the 14th actually features Trevor Morehouse. Never mind that reference, though.
Frank? I heard a noise.
Everything's fine.
Because it's the Amityville Horror now. And, what, Young Frankenstein, maybe?
Where did you disappear to?
I don't know.
Wait, check that. It's Serial Mom. Alright, what else is on now that boxing is over?
Days of Our Restless Hospital will return after these messages.
I can't put my finger on it, but I swear this is all a channel in the Stay Tuned satellite dish. With more slapstick, of course. Idiot. Whoa, wait a minute. Ask and you shall receive. This is Vampire Hookers.
What are you doing here in my room?
I'm your friend if you'll let me be.
I'm questioning the legality of her visit to this young boy's bedroom. But she is a vampire, can't you tell? She looks great in the sunlight. Why let me tell you about her being a vampire when she can sing about it?
I was a girl who liked a nice potato.
This is the most spadoinkle day of Eddie's life.
Not since The Jerk 2 have I seen a musical number so random. I hate when movies spawn a musical march in September on me.
Werewolves can eat everything so.
And the least you could have done is practice your choreography just once. Poor Eddie has no idea how to react to this new genre of music called Brigitte Nielsen Wave. I guess they're leaving now. Let's take a break ourselves so we can prepare for the encore.
Richard Benjamin.
I've got bats in my belfry.
Paul Apprentice. Saturday the 14th. Rated PG.
I guess this ancient coin is important. I don't know. None of my business. There's more important things, like painting the house. Or do you need something more random?
Well, you don't have to buy everything on sale, you know.
That happened.
I kinda like their nonchalant responses to the obvious haunted house.
You were in my room! I was in my room. Then who did this?
Oh, it's just Uncle Fuad Ramsey's visiting for the weekend. Finally, we'll get some healthy human flesh to eat around here. Eddie is the only one who knows there is something weird here.
Strange things. Honey, I think you better turn the freezer up. This ice cream is melting awful fast.
Ugh, my family is so stupid. If you don't see what's going on, then I'm gonna stop caring the microwave tried to kill you. The movie is more obsessed with spoons than The Room.
There they were, getting more spoons. He couldn't have been making the Statue of Liberty again.
Right? That would be stupid. The humans here are weirder than the, possessed skates. The poster was right. Other movies were far too chicken to put their cast on this much drugs and then film them. Maybe we'll get some answers though when, I guess, the villain pops up.
But why? Why us?
The answer lies in the water.
The family didn't check the neighborhood for sex offenders, did they? Eddie is smart though. He's pointing out that they're on top of a kids' movie version of the Beyond.
Since the dawn of time, the forces of evil have dwelled deep within the earth.
I don't care enough about the plot for a since the dawn of time speech. I guess the crack in the earth is gonna set the evil spirits free? We all know this. Last week's movie taught us it would be through evil rock music. But even Eddie himself is still sorta nonchalant about this.
So all the evil in the world was on its way to our house. And the only thing I knew for sure was that no one would believe me.
Happens to the best of us. Perhaps Vampire Lisa from Weird Science can help him out. Yeah, sure, she broke into his house too, like this guy, but come on, she's hot! And the music stings are telling me that this is important. Christ, she ate all my caramel corn! This situation couldn't possibly get more dire.
The world's gonna end? On my birthday?
Whoa, spoke too soon!
Why won't anyone listen to Eddie?
Dad, this is real. Mom, haven't you noticed anything weird?
Well, the chocolate pudding disappeared during the night.
This is like watching A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, if it were a Growing Pains episode. Quick, throw plaster on him before the big monster mash. No time for sight gags now. We have a title. Last-minute decorations are striking back hardcore. Uncle Bert can only take so much of this. He's the Saul of the family, and not a single ghost has brought him a pirate ship. This movie has the right ideas. More haunted house films should have just called in the plumbers.
Oh, a plumber's life is all that I've had. I've been a plumber.
His musical number isn't as good. And he may have stolen some of their breakfast because I think he's dying. Oh, and he's a chicken now.
Why is any of this happening? And don't expect that to get referenced in the movie again.
I mean, I could tell Dad about this, but they're still trying to get me in another movie.
You know, your mother and I were just thinking, maybe you'd like to go to camp.
Wrong series again, Dad. Really, the ghosts don't seem too bad. Look, they even clean up after their mess. Not that the family notices.
You know, we'll have to buy a new table.
Look, the important thing isn't the ghosts, it's that we notice every single bottle of Pepsi from every angle.
Oh, Bert, I love it when you do that with your tongue.
And the sound effects, too. Never forget the sound effects. This is like the Frighteners if all they could afford was a budget Grizzly Adams. Not that that matters.
Because anyway, next scene.
The next scene is important, though, because finally Ray Walston has something to do.
They're gonna take over the whole world and no one believes me.
I believe you.
That's why you're my favorite Martian, Grandpa. He does seem like the most normal adult in the house, compared to these two.
If we can get Kate scared enough, she'll sell the house. She knows we haven't got any place else to go.
Do you mind? I'm going down on this brownie because tonight it's the dessert's turn to smother my balls with ice cream. The plaster didn't work, so let's duct tape those damn ghosts in here. Not now, box cover for Friday the 13th Part 5. We're still not sure what the damn thing under the bed is, or what this is about.
Oh, Bert, you're so romantic. I didn't know you knew Spanish.
A potential sex scene between these two is only the second scariest thing in the film. Because what the hell is that? I miss the friendly evil pig from Amityville. I still have many questions here.
I was just finishing.
And you are? No time for that. The family has found something that scares them. What on earth could it be?
What happened?
Yeah, she must have been looking for something in her purse and got stuck.
Right, it should be a turkey stuck to your head. Don't you know comedy? Oh, and she might be a werewolf now, which they're reacting to that normally. I mean, it's no purse on the head. I've been spending this whole movie waiting for the ghost to make the color disappear from the Pepsi, and it's not happening. Or they're gonna break in and replace the bottles with Pepsi Ghost. It's just a relabeled cherry Pepsi. Stock up on more soda because the Monster Mash is underway.
No more hair on Aunt Alice.
You said you wanted something to happen to her.
Oh, I guess she's a ghost. Couldn't tell from the lack of beard. Why are any of them here?
You think we just showed up here because we are in love with your mother's cooking?
No, but I do now. Not only do they tell Eddie that he's one of them, but I'm fairly certain the house has eyes. It's full of ghosts and killers.
Right, I got Lizzie Borden over there, Mr. Booth, the actor. Oh, yeah, and of course, Jack.
Ah, the notorious killer, Jack the Scratch sound effect. Look, while I appreciate you trying to tell me what's going on, clearly we need to go to more hilarious TV parodies like The Horse Shooter. Truly, Saturday the 14th Strikes Back is the RoboCop 3 that we never got. The horse shooter actually comes into the house, and he's not even the biggest asshole there.
Shoot, she'll frighten the horses. She doesn't always look like that.
My daughter is hideous. Speaking of the daughter, yeah, that Nightmare on Elm Street was pretty good, but what if Freddy simply played footsie in the tub with a big monster foot? Forget explaining that. We got candy corn and miniature golf. It really is the best place to pick up more exposition.
I didn't even know how to play miniature golf.
Listen to your teacher. Come on and be.
Did I say exposition? No need for that when we can have a music video to go along with the musical number. Not only are these monsters deadly, but they're a dirty cheat. And that castle is totally fake.
I need you.
Go on and be a preacher. Listen to your teacher. Listen.
And then they ate him? Wow, what a long day. No clue how I got out of that one, but whatever. It's time for a good night's sleep. We need to keep an eye on important things like the horse shooter and this. His sister is still in the pipes. This movie is starting to lose focus. Plus, it's pod people now.
I hate vegetables.
Some people like a nice pea once in a while.
Oh, come on, movie. You've been above a piss joke so far. She's out of the pipes, by the way. The PG rating made sure she put the towel on after being sucked through the drain. Where one mystery ends, another begins. I think Dad might be a robot. Eddie has the right idea, packing up and leaving. It's getting far too stupid around here. Wait, maybe I'll stay. Boner alert. Ugh, stupid cock-blocking family. Guess they got out of that situation too. It's time for a good romantic walk while reminding us again that Ray Walston is still in the film. He must be okay with the Monster Mash now. They are more normal than his parents. And the food service is fantastic. Plus he can do weird things like this. Like turn his sister into a blow-up doll. Perfect, it's Amityville 2. Eddie is opposite Jeff from Rocket's Your Decision, in that he insists there be rock at the party. Don't let the spontaneous dancing fool you. It's best our lead sits down during this rockin' jam. Not that this goes anywhere.
You can have anything you want.
For the rest of your life.
What shall we stop?
Because the scene is over again! Luckily, the Sea King is back to woo him to Balloon Land, where apparently Eddie is destined to become ruler of the world. Downside is, he's gonna grow very cheap makeup. When we come back, it's gonna make even less sense than before. Trust me.
It's Sherman Hemsley, star of The Jeffersons and Amen in Ghost Fever. It's a fright-filled, fantastic holiday treat. So join Sherman Hemsley in the supernatural comedy adventure that's exploding with laughs.
Comes on supernaturally.
Okay, just to catch you up, Aunt Alice is still a werewolf, but we've got to devote more time to Uncle Bert trying to get a hold of the Ghostbusters, but the phone is possessed.
The number you have reached is the number.
Also, the chair just ate him. That's why you gotta treat your chairs just right. Always give high marks to movies about killer furniture. And points for officially giving Ray Walston something to do, along with Phil Leeds. You may have seen him in every sitcom ever. The movie took its time getting Ray more involved, considering he's the top-billed actor. I guess magic dust in a bell will send the ghosts back to hell once they're caught. Obviously, who couldn't have figured that out on their own? The ghosts aren't really doing anything, though. They're just dancing like they're in a home they'd ship aging ghosts to in Zardoz. Even that is apparently an excuse to cut to another TV gag in the middle of a scene where no one is watching TV. It's not even just the TV, it's also the radio.
In Detroit, girls at a convent school are on a rampage, destroying everything in their path.
Nice throwback to the Kentucky Fried Movie radio special. If you thought this movie lost focus before,
I had to get it back.
I didn't edit any of that. I feel they really did take a chainsaw to most of this movie's climax. Wait till you see where the rest of it goes. Why stitch it together when you can just use some crazy glue from the costumes? Eddie teaches them about all the great things in the world. I still don't know why he's doing this. They already seem happy, while Eddie spends the whole movie whining. They just want to drink soda and dance the night away. Get rid of this buzzkill so we can keep on dancing like the Gentrys.
How is Eddie gonna get out of this one?
By the box exploding, obviously. Now he can put a stop to their evil without the magic bell, sadly. Yeah, we're gonna set fire to this place to stop all of this New Year's Eve celebrating. Too bad the house defends itself with lots of stock footage. It would have been amazing if the movie just ended right here and cut to the credits. But somehow the family all survived that. In case you think the editing is gonna get better. It doesn't. I'm missing the subtle and seamless editing of Ghosts Can't Do It. Evil is gonna take over the world one face in the sky at a time. And send Eddie right into Army of Darkness. And put in as much stock footage as you can, because when Eddie goes up into the sky, we need to make it confusing as hell. It was quite brave of the movie to just release the assembly cut and not the final cut. If you ever have any doubts about how to end your film, pull from every single movie you can think of and just insert it into your own film. Doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Here's some ski footage. Now he's on a train. This is making the boxing climax from Ghost Fever seem like it perfectly belonged with the rest of that film. Here, use the magic coin from earlier. I guess that should come into play somehow. Yes, it will cause more random shots and terrible editing.
Power's inside me. It's always been inside me.
You'll never know what to do with the power.
Oh yeah, I bet they're all in the same room.
Did that do the trick? I suppose. It's back to normal now. Evil hates the have a nice day face. What a happy ending.
Everything was back to normal. Everything was fine again. Except for Gramps. I never saw him again.
Yeah, except for Grandpa. Screw that guy.
Nice story, asshole. Too bad you had a brain aneurysm in the last act. Did your alien friends write this climax too? I'm sure the ending scene can save it though.
When the storms fly.
Well, I would say that was stupid, but that would imply that I had any idea what was going on in that film. This movie actually started out kind of funny, and I was appreciating the randomness of the gags. But somewhere along the way, the edits got very obvious. Someone really wanted this to be only 78 minutes. Scenes just end. Important scenes are never mentioned again. Every other scene feels like it gets cut off halfway through. And the climax screams of, we just need to release this film on video. No need to wait for a final cut. Insert every piece of footage you have. Sure, it will look like a work print, but no one will make it this far watching the movie anyway. Technically, I laughed more in this movie than in the first one. I remember the first one being kind of annoying, and this one never really annoyed me. And I did kind of respect its weirdness, even when it goes off the rails at the end. But at least the first one felt like a finished movie. This one, though, was more watchable. Though it has no striking back, because the last 20 minutes feels like it should be called Saturday the 14th Strokes Back. Is this the end of Saturday the 14th movies? Maybe. I don't know. There's a surprisingly high amount of movies called Saturday the 14th, none of which have anything to do with the first one, which is okay. This one had nothing to do with the first one. But still, you should watch it though. It had man-eating furniture, and I gotta keep my chair happy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sound effects! That means this video was hilarious!
You can make the world tremble!
Genghis!